Hey guys, what's up? How are y'all doing? My name is Tyler Schnell. I am the co-founder of Touched by Todd, and I am also the author of my new master content workbook that I'm gonna go over with y'all today for a few minutes. So first, I want to talk about why I wrote this book, my inspiration behind it, and the value of what this book can really offer. So first, I want to say that I wrote this book because when I was looking for something like this a few years ago, it did not exist. I mean, I went to every bookstore, I looked all over Amazon, and I tried to find as many resources that could even guide me into putting the pieces together. And after reading several books and buying several courses and stuff, I can honestly say I couldn't really find the information specifically that would get straight to the point and cut out all the BS that I didn't really need to know. Secondly, books about social media that I bought oftentimes were very outdated, and they talked about how to use the platform technically, but not how to use the platform for business. And I was finding that it's because a lot of people really don't know how to use these platforms for business outside of, very successful corporations or other successful business owners who don't have time to write books or choose to not write books and share the information that they've learned. The third thing is that so many books that I've read are way too long. They read like textbooks and they don't tend to be conversational. So I wanted to give y'all something different and, introduce a new style. The book is in tip based format. So each chapter is only a few pages long. They each come with, not only do they come with a worksheet, but an example of how to actually complete that worksheet, a section explaining the point of the worksheet, what it can help you do, and also images. I also include downloads for each worksheet so that you can go back and print off as many as you like without having to go through and print off the whole book. I also made it to where you can also download certain images that may be a little small if you did get the hard copy. So, if all of that sounds good, make sure you click the link down below in the subscription box and go ahead and grab the ebook. The hardcover book is for pre order right now. I'm expecting them to come within like the next 2 to 3 weeks or so. I'm going to sign the first 40 copies of the hardcover book as well to send out. I might also do something in person with the book, maybe 6 months or so from now. But the people who buy this book by Friday, today is June 16th. So everybody who buys the book by June 18th will be invited to our exclusive book club meeting specifically for this book. And we're going to sit down for an hour. We'll probably have some drinks together virtually. And we'll talk about, like the value of the book, what you've learned. I'll answer everybody's questions. We'll laugh and have a really good time. And I'll even complete a few worksheets with you guys as well, completely from scratch, just to give you some more insight on how I came up with everything and why I tend to do it this certain way and what it's done for me and my brand. So if you want the opportunity to ask me more questions and to get to come to this free virtual event for the book, just make sure you buy it by Friday, June 18th. So I'm going to start, just going through some small sections of the book just to give you guys some sneak peeks, because if you looked at it on my website, the only thing that's on there is the book cover and a table of contents. So if you want to see what's inside of the book, now is going to be your chance to do that. Now this is the cover for the ebook. The cover for the hardcover book does look a bit different, but it's still similar in some aspects. You guys just have to wait and see. I'll do an unboxing video when I get them in as well. This is the downloads area to download one specific image. I included a 30-day challenge in the book for you guys as well. And then this link is to download all of the worksheets. It's like 40 pages plus of worksheets. The book in total is about 120 pages. Let's see. So when we go to the table of contents, it says 15 tips, but there are really 16 because I do include a tip and a worksheet within the introduction of the book. But the tips include setting realistic goals, identifying your target audience and niche, keyword research, content calendars, bio and social media optimization, defining your brand, content optimization, building relationships, solving the goal gap, pre-writing your content, social media and time management, reviewing and applying your analytics, niche community value, nurture marketing, and refining your strategy, and then a short conclusion. I wanted this book to be something that was really, really simple, really straight to the point. And I mean, like, simple enough for a high school student to read it, because I do want to do workshops in person with students and like business clubs and stuff like that. So that was my reasoning for that. I also include my contact information in the book. I include an exclusive discount to something else that I offer as well in the book. So you have to buy the book to see what that exclusive discount is. I think my favorite part of the book personally is just like the different charts and graphs, and resources that I do personally create to go in the book. I think the most valuable thing about that is I actually give you examples and ideas about different type of content that you can post for different types of brands on different type of social media platforms. So let's scroll up and look at the very first chart that I created. So this one is media and content types, and this is the one that's in the introduction section. So the media type will be Twitter and Facebook, for example. The types of content will be tweeting and posting. You could tweet or post memes, just videos, images, one-liners, comedy and jokes. You can ask your audience questions, make controversial statements, promotional sales contents for your products, new product announcements, personal anecdotes. You can create Twitter threads, which will also be microblogging, do fleets or story posts. You can go live. You can do surveys. Twitter also now has this where you can do paid newsletters as well. I'm not sure if that last feature is just for people with a certain amount of followers, but I do have it on my Twitter dashboard as an option. Another example would be Instagram will be the media type, and then the types of content will be you can post on your Instagram feed. You can do carousels, and you can tell a story, highlight an upcoming event, highlight an individual, share a process, educate your audience, teaching them how to do something, infographics, and then you can also do brand updates, sales announcements, produce new content, and Q&As. And then for story post types, you can announce new content, share content from your feed, customer reviews, new campaign launching, behind the scenes, and short vlog style videos. And then for IGTV, you can develop a weekly series, YouTube video previews, skits, commercials, and share past lives. For Reels, you can do packaging videos, how-to videos, comedy, dancing, following trends that are happening, and long-form content snippets. Just with these, 2 or 3 platforms alone between Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, you could push out so much nurturing content to actually have passive sales from each of these. And volume 2, of the book that I'm going to release next year, I am going to talk more about, like, now that you know how to actually create content, I'm going to show you how to take that content that you create and turn it into passive streams of income for your brand using affiliate marketing, creating your own ebooks, creating your own courses with 0 ads. So if that's something that you're interested in, make sure you just follow us on all social media platforms. I'll drop that down below in the subscription box, and also sign up to our email list. That way you get notified when it does become available. So some other media types that I do go over would be TikTok, email, blog, television, radio, podcast, YouTube, and books. The next thing in this section, I do cover what I call the 60-20 content strategy, 60-20-10-10 content strategy, where I break down what type of content that I'm going to post for 60% of the time, 20% of the time, and the last 2 tens I divide up. For me personally, I like to do 60% educational and informational because this is going to build trust, establish authority, and position myself to become an expert in my niche online. The 20% is going to be relatable information, comedy, memes, and transparency about my progress as a new business owner. 10% is going to be surveying my audience to make sure that I actually am creating content and producing information that they do find valuable and that they do want. And the last 10% will be me sharing my work with before and afters, client testimonials, and behind the scenes of how we actually produce the products that we make. Doing this, I find that my content gets a great, well-rounded balance, and my audience doesn't feel overwhelmed with only sales content. They feel like they get to know me. They feel like they get to know my brand. They feel like they get to know my team. We build trust with them. We laugh. We crack jokes, but we also still get down to business at the end of the day. When I'm on social media, there's not going to be one day where I don't promote, but there's also not going to be one day where I don't share relatable content, where I don't share memes, where I don't crack jokes, and where I don't just have genuine conversations with people who follow me, and I try to engage and share with them as much as I can too. In the beginning though, something that I don't think I included in the book, before I grew my following, I was a lot more interactive with my audience than I expected people to be interactive with me so that I could grow my following faster. Something that I personally did was searching for viral tweets by keywords. So for example, if I am a small business owner and My target audience is other small business owners. I would search for topics that they would be searching for. 9 times out of 10, business owners are always looking for marketing advice, branding advice, advertising advice, how to create content, how to use social media to grow money, or just different resources to help them get their website together, get their packaging, their brand design, their brand aesthetic together, and really figure out what the purpose of their brand is. So I come up with like list of keywords and I search for those keywords and those types of hashtags on social media. And then I just comment and I add value. I don't go on those posts trying to sell. I actually just go on there and I add value and I add to whatever the original poster was saying. And I try to go viral within the comment section. And that's how I grew my following so fast on social media. If you do follow me on Twitter, then you know I have a little over 13,000 followers. I'm hoping by the end of the year I'll have 20K because I'm going to start back using those methods to go viral again. So I'll let y'all know, and I might even track my progress and do like a little video about that to show y'all how I do continue to grow my platform even after all these years. The next important section I believe that I do put in the book, I'm just trying to, scroll through it, would definitely be like setting realistic goals and setting smart goals. If you've never heard of a smart goal, I definitely think that you should look into it. But the main thing is making sure that you set deadlines, you make it measurable, you make it attainable, you can time it, and then like you can go back and review it later. So an example would be I created this chart to show you the difference between improper goal setting and smart goal setting. The main thing is that when you're doing proper goal setting, you're just saying something that you want, but you're not identifying how you're going to get it, what strategy you're going to use, the deadline that you want to have it by. So an example of this would be gain 1,000 followers. That's improper goal setting. Smart goal setting will be gain 1,000 followers on Twitter by posting 20 tweets a day and interacting with 30 plus counts daily within 30 days. I could have expanded on this more and been like, by doing this, I'm going to interact with X amount of brands a week, which would be X amount of accounts a month, which should produce this many new followers in return by the end of each month. And that's how I'm going to meet my quarterly goal for growing my followers, by 3,000 every 3 months. So that's how I personally set my goals. I try to be as detailed as possible when I'm doing my SMART goals. That way, when I go back and reflect on them, if I'm feeling discouraged or something, it makes a lot more sense what I was trying to do in the beginning. I also go over how to identify your target market. I also go over how to conduct keyword and hashtag research so that you can use the first method that I was explaining. Twitter platform research. Let's see what else. I go over like how to actually make a content calendar. And then here's a 30-day challenge that I created for you guys. The download link is at the beginning of the book. And I created a content chart for y'all and included a blank calendar. I talked about profile optimization and why having your profile optimized is super important. And see, when I first started writing this book, when I included this screenshot of my profile a year ago or so, I only had like 12,000 followers, and now I have almost 13,500 followers or so. So my content, like my profile is growing, but I don't even post as much as I used to. If you follow me back in 2017, I used to tweet like 3,000 to 5,000 times a month. Like I was very active, I was very consistent, I was very persistent with growing my platform. Now I only tweet like 500 to 600 times a month, and I still get the exact same results, and it's literally due to that consistency and building my audience in the beginning. I also go over how to define your brand, the value of defining your brand, and I give you 5 steps to go by. I also include a worksheet, and I fill out the worksheet as well. I include a chart image to show you how all of those different things are interconnected, and how to actually create engaging content. I go over content optimization because most of your content is interchangeable, but that doesn't mean that you don't have to edit it to help it go into the algorithms easier so that more people will see it. I came up with something too for tip number 8 called the goal gap, which is how to identify where your target audience is versus where they want to be and what's stopping them, and then you coming up with the resolutions to help them get from point A to point B, which is helping you close the goal gap. If you've never thought about your business by helping your clients close the goal gap, I definitely recommend really thinking about section 8 of the book. Because on top of the worksheet, I also explained the goal gap and how I came up with this concept and how it's helped me. I also go over like relationship building. What else? Pre-writing your content. I include two very extensive content templates that I actually created, that go over and show you how I like to create my content. So this is the second one, and I love doing it colorful. It makes them excited, and I also include pieces of content that I actually have written and shared on social media, that have actually gotten me results and helped me meet my sales goals. So I think that'll be super valuable to you guys as well. Um, and then the content template. And we go over also like social media and time management, because when I tell people I used to post like 3 to 5 thousand times a month, they be like, wow, so you spend all your time on social media? No, I automated most of that stuff. I pre-wrote my content every 2 weeks, and I would spend like 3 or 4 hours every Sunday just getting it uploaded, and that's how I was able to push out so much content every single month like clockwork. And then I would log in every week when I knew that my content was going to be posted, and I would just start interacting and engaging with people. So my content would be posted on the back end, and I would be engaging with people. In the beginning of being an entrepreneur, you are everything. You're the marketing manager, the advertising manager, customer service, sales, the CEO. Like you're everything. You solely represent your brand and run everything. So it's up to you to come up with the most efficient systems possible. That was just an efficient system for me at the time. You also have to make sure you review and apply your analytics. I definitely go over that, provide worksheets and everything. We go over like niche community, and then talking about like how to actually engage with your audience, what to do and what not to do. And then we have an engagement results section so that you can take notes. We talk a little bit about graphic design, different graphic elements, different graphic softwares that you can use, and what type of systems they actually do work on. And then I give you a graphic design checklist to help you review all of your graphics and make sure they do abide by the different charts that we provide to help you make sure that your graphics do help you convert your audience. All right, and refining your strategy is the very last section of the book, aside from the conclusion. In the refining your strategy section, we put plenty of note taking sections so that you can actually go over what you did, how you did it, and the results that you got to see, if you want to continue to replicate what you're doing or if you want to change it to try to improve it. So, if all of that sounds good to you, I'm going to put the description down. I'm going to put the link down in the description box. Make sure you like and share this video with others who you think this workbook could be useful to. So if you enjoyed this, comment down below and let me know. If this convinced you to buy the book, comment down below and let me know. I would love to do like more interactive stuff with the book with you guys. So I'm happy to do anything that y'all ask me to revolving this book. And don't forget, if you buy the book by June 18th, we are going to invite you to an exclusive book club meeting where we go over the book together with me, the author, and we're gonna, go through different sections of the book, answer questions, and do a couple worksheets together. So thank you for watching. I hope y'all have a wonderful, year, and happy creating with your content and be the best you possible.